Hi, I'm Steve. Today I'm going to answer all of your questions about using the Zhiyun Rider-M Wearable Gimbal with the new GoPro 5. I bought this gimbal last year when I had a GoPro HERO3 Silver, and I wasn't quite satisfied with the video quality I was getting out of the 3. Now, the gimbal was working great with that camera. I did my research and I ended up buying the HERO5 for some of the newer features, and I checked in to see if I could use it with the Rider-M, and what I found is that some people complained about the gimbal noise and the power button was hard to access. So I figured, hey, $20 for an adapter, I'll give it a try, and here are my results. So I just bought the adapter for the GoPro HERO5, and you can see it's as easy as swapping out these 2 bolts, and the one that I bought off of Amazon even had a little tool that you could use. I can include the link in the description. All right, after I installed it, the first thing that I noticed when trying to get the GoPro in is, all right, let's see if you can see that. The record button is actually raised a little bit, so it's kind of hard, and you have to have it pretty loose to be able to get the GoPro into the adapter. And then let's go ahead and tighten this down. Now that the GoPro is secure, we can take a look at the first issue that you're going to notice when you want to use this. Where is the power button? The power button is down here behind this block, and there's no way to reach it. So in order to turn on the GoPro, if you don't have there's a remote that you can voice activate it and turn it on with your voice. But for us that don't have that, because it's like another 80 bucks for that or something, you're going to have to loosen it, and then you can squeeze in. Did I get it? No. No. I'm going to have to... Oh, I got it. Now that's really hard to do with gloves on or anything on your hands. So okay, so now the GoPro's on. Now let's turn on the gimbal. Alright. Okay, the gimbal's on. And now that the gimbal's on, let's give it a little wiggle. And you can see it seems to be working fairly well just here on my desk. But let's talk about some real-world tests with it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start recording a video with the GoPro so you can hear it. GoPro, start video. All right, so now it's recording a video. You get to see into my studio. Move it around. Give it some wiggles. All right, so now you'll be able to watch that video, and we'll show a side-by-side of it moving around. Okay, GoPro, stop video. That video showed that you can hear the high-pitched whine of this motor right here. Now, why specifically this motor? Let me show you something. The HERO5 Black has 3 microphones. It has one on the top here in that little hole. It has one on the side on that hole, and one on the side right there. Now, if I go ahead and put this back into the gimbal, you can see I'm pushing that microphone right up against this motor. Now the GoPro has a Pro Tune mode where you can have each microphone record its own audio track. That's great for eliminating this gimbal noise, but then you lose a lot of the ability to reduce the wind noise. Now the next big issue that we need to talk about with using the Zhiyun Rider-M gimbal with the GoPro HERO5 is ultimately the deal breaker for me. All the other issues you can deal with. However, this one poses a significant problem in my use case. Now if I just let this go, you can immediately see what the problem is. The HERO5 Black is a very different size than its predecessors. And that means that when you mount this to the Rider-M, it pushes the center of gravity that way. So it drops. Now for these brushless motor gimbals to work, the gimbal has to be fairly well balanced. To demonstrate how this is a problem in the real world, we'll go ahead and turn on the gimbal. There, it's active. Let's go ahead and start recording. So you can see the real world test. Now if I pick this up, you can see it in both the recorded video from the GoPro and on the studio camera. Let me show you some real world footage of me going off some jumps, and you can see what happens when I hit and land. So what does this mean? I can deal with all these other minor annoyances like the record button being too high and the power button being hard to get to and the wind noise and the gimbal noise. I can deal with that. But having the image quality suffer, I can't deal with that. There's no way to solve that unless if you were to add weights to the other side to get it to balance. And it's not worth it to me to try to do that, so I'm going to be replacing this gimbal soon. Hopefully this helped you make an informed decision about using the Hero 5 with the Rider-M. And if you like this, give me a thumbs up, subscribe below, and we'll see you next time.